TRS
celebrate
plus
this
MIM. Where is the Congress
festivity
here?
formally.
Where is the Congress here?
Yes, can I talk?
A party
See,
which played an important role in creation of Telangana has almost been lost in wilderness, it seems.
So we have to put a blame on these two parties first. Why they have not celebrated for all these 8 years? Why BJP has not celebrated? Why TRS has not celebrated for all these 8 years? They have to answer this question first. Because TRS leader was saying during the agitation, he was calling it as a Liberation Day. And all of a sudden, after they came to power, they ignored this Liberation Day for all these 8 years. And the BJP was in power, they have ignored all these 8 years. And why they are doing it now? Why they are doing it now? And the BJP is trying to...
But Srinivas, at least there is some talking point here. In the narrative setting, there is some kind of positioning that has been taken by two political parties. Integration Day, Liberation Day. What about you?
It's an integration because
you are saying it's integration. Radhika Ramaseshan now. Radhika Ramaseshan.
Yeah. They're showing it as a
Radhika Ramaseshan, 17 seats is what, as far as the Lok Sabha numbers are concerned, that is how Telangana is represented in the Lok Sabha. 4 went to the BJP in 2019. They are hoping that they will be able to make better their tally from what they got in 2019, a potential catchment area, Radhika. But looking at this Liberation Day, it's high on symbolism, both the sides not leaving any stone unturned in narrative and counter narrative.
Yeah, Maria, I'd like to remind Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao that in 2017, the BJP came very close to celebrating, the Liberation Day, but then there was a lot of discussion within and they put it off because they had a fairly cozy relationship with the TRS at that point. The TRS was like the BJD to the BJP. Whenever there was a number crunch in the Rajya Sabha or they needed number support in the Lok Sabha, the TRS was always there to bail out the BJP. Now you are seeing a much more aggressive BJP which has gone on its own because it sees Telangana as a sunrise state. There is no doubt about it. They've been strategizing, working very, very closely to wresting Telangana from the TRS, which is not going to be easy because KCR and KTR are no pushovers, with their kind of populist kind of politics and their set of counter strategies. It's not going to be easy. Nonetheless, the BJP is using this card of the liberation or the getting rid of the militia, which was the private militia of the Nizam. And that's a kind of a stick to beat the MIM as well as the TRS by association. Because BJP people have told me in the past that, the MIM takes the lead in getting the Muslim votes. Of course, the Muslim votes are like a captive vote bank for the MIM. But then the TRS steps in, then the Congress, of course, the Congress is very weak, practically non-existent. So it is really the TRS which has to compete with the MIM. I didn't interrupt you, which has to compete with the MIM to get the Muslim vote.
Okay, Krishna Sagar Rao, the point being made by Radhika here is, till now you did not look at Telangana as a potential state where you can win. Only because in 2019 your experiment worked and then the equation with TRS went awry. Let's be clear that TRS was seen as a friendly party by the BJP because they played a role in ensuring the passage of bills. Now that the TRS has taken a belligerent stand, you are now going all out on these events which are high on symbolism.
See, I think Mrs. Radhika is being very quite imaginative, and she seems like she's privy to her internal strategy. But
she has covered BJP very, very closely. So you should give it to her that she understands the party as an outsider, but with great degree of understanding.
That's an outsider perspective. Let me keep the official perspective as the chief spokesperson of the party. See, neither in 2017 nor today nor earlier, TRS and Bharatiya Janata Party never were in alliance. So we don't have a reason to appease a non-alliance party which is an incumbent. Even when we were in alliance with TDP, when we were in power, we could accomplish that because the state government was run by TDP. So we are a party which follow a constitutional framework, understand each other's responsibilities. We could not force a state government to do it. Today, because it is Amrit Mahotsav, and it's not,
Okay,
everything is not about politics, ma'am. While it looks on the top of it as politics, it is about culture. It's about national, it's about a culture and its identity and its implications on a particular state.
Okay,
how can we not remember? How can we not celebrate the day?
Bachchu Srinivas, has the BJP checkmated you because they have forced you to come on their pitch, which is clearly a
not
pitch.
Celebrated all these days, you have to answer.
It's a pitch which is high on nationalism.
I am unable to understand what Mr. Sagar Rao is saying. Let him stop for a while. Let him stop for a while.
In Telangana state,
okay, he has spoken, Bachchu Srinivas.
Every annual regimen of this particular festival celebrated as Telangana Liberation Day, and it will happen in 2023 when we come to power in Telangana.
All right.
Let me assure that, that the state government will officially declare
Bachchu Srinivas, the BJP
Telangana
is coming to
Liberation
power
Day
according to
when
him.
BJP comes to power, and which we will.
Okay, Bachchu Srinivas now.
Yeah, tell me. I'm unable to understand what exactly he's speaking.
Yes, so
Because
now
you don't
Krishna
understand.
Sagar Rao is saying, one moment, that they will come to power in 2023 and then it will be Liberation Day that will be celebrated next year.
It will be official Liberation Day. We will celebrate it every year.
Listen. If really, if tomorrow what happens, nobody knows. 2023, what is going to happen? Let them. It is also, BJP is also a political party. They can dream. Nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong in that. See, they are also in the power in the central government for the last 8 years. They never remembered what is the Hyderabad and what is the Hyderabad farm. Wait for a while. Why you are coming in between? Krishna Sagar Raoji, I believe you are a very...
It's a state historic event.
Krishna Sagar Raoji, please wait, I say.
It is the birth of a new state.
You please wait.
In the hands of state government, not in the central government.
Okay, Krishna Sagar Rao, you have made your point. Please listen to other panelists. You have made your point, yes.
You please let them. If really they can dream, nothing wrong in that. If really they are dreaming to come to the power, in that there is nothing wrong. I am not worrying about his statement. If what happens tomorrow, nobody knows. But I can tell you, only they won two seats in Dubbaka and Huzurabad, and later on GHMC. After the GHMC elections, nowhere they won a single seat. Everywhere we won in Telangana. And one more thing. Let me complete. We are very strong in Hyderabad, very, very strong in Telangana, and now we are going to fight against your Modi ji throughout the nationwide. Vision. Listen. This is what.
My question is, okay, because I'm giving you the final words, Bachchu Srinivas, I expect you to respond to my question. My question is, has the BJP checkmated you by forcing you to come on their pitch? Their pitch is always high on nationalism. And this is a nationalist agenda.
No, I don't think that they are checkmated us. It is already, I told, it is a continuation of celebrations of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, or 75 years of celebrations of independence in India.
Okay,
the same way we are continuing. We are continuing the same in Hyderabad.
Yes, ma'am. Please ask BJP member that why not they talk about Junagadh liberation, because it don't fix in their political agenda. In the finance minister gave 300 crore to Goa Liberation Day, not a single penny to Telangana. From the Telangana government, they took 3,65,000 lakh crore rupees from Telangana as a income tax, GST tax and other tax. But in return, the central government, why not only 1,48,000, half the money, no relief in the flood, no national project Kaleshwaram, but asked by the central government every time TRS government.
He's mixing up questions.
Right, these are the, if you
this
talk
is
about
not a developmental discussion.
No, Mr. Rao, please don't disturb. It was, if they talk about Telangana development, if they have concern about the common citizen of the Telangana, then why not Kaleshwaram project they declared as a national project?
Is
No
this
support
discussion
from
on development?
Mission Bhagirath, no support from the central government.
Is this discussion on development?
Mr. Rao, please don't disturb.
You are trying to manipulate again, as always.
No, I am talking about the data. I am talking about the data. BJP.
No, but why are you talking development?
All right,
This
Adil
discussion is not
Hussain,
about
Radhika
development.
Ramaseshan, Pachu Srinivas, Anil, Krishna Sagar Rao, thank you so much for joining us. That's all from me. Coming up, an